Hello everyone, it's me Sarah. Welcome back to my channel. Welcome to some sort of random writing vlog, I guess, for MilWordy. Welcome to a MilWordy writing vlog, haha! We have a lot of things to do, and by a lot of things to do I mean I have 2,739 words to write, like I have had every single day for the past 21 days. It is the 21st of September. I've been feeling a bit off the past few days in regards to actually physically wanting to write or being excited to write, because I'm rewriting, which is not super exciting me at the moment. I have a project to outline which I'm sort of a little bit stuck on, so it's all just going a little bit downhill at the moment. So I figure best way to pat myself back out of it, get myself back into the sort of writing routine I've had, is to vlog it, because that'll get me writing and cheerful on camera. Hi, I'm cheerful today. Yeah, get our work done nice and early as per what I want my days to be like I know I can do it. I just need the drive to do it. So you are the drive, people, you are the drive. I have 3 things I need to get done today that I want to get done today. We are going to do some work on Project Faye, which is rewriting, Project Body Swap, which is rewriting, do some more outlining for Project Theft, journaling of course, but that will come later in the evening. Have work, and I don't want to be writing after work again, minus the journaling of course, and I really want to play The Sims. So I know that if I don't work now and I play The Sims, I'll be playing The Sims all day. I'll be at work, I'll come home and I'll have to write 2,739 words, which I don't want to do. So I'm doing my work in the morning now. It's almost 10 o'clock in the morning, and I want to get it all done now while the youngest is taking her nap. Hopefully 3 Pomodoros will do it and get me my 2,700 words, and by 3 Pomodoros I mean 1 full Pomodoro of 3 25-minute sprints. We're gonna do our best to get stuff done. And rewriting, we're gonna start with Project Faye, because that's just the Scrivener file that popped up first, because it was the last thing I worked on yesterday, and we'll start rewriting that. Let me break down how I do my rewriting, or how I'm doing my rewriting for Project Faye at least, because it's a little bit different than how I'm doing it with Project Body Swap. Setup I currently have for Project Faye, this is how I rewrite on the computer. This is the old manuscript here on this side, and literally what I'm going to be doing, if I go to here, I'm going to just be rewriting word for word, making some changes to sentence structure, taking out little bits I don't need, scenes that don't make sense, adding bits in that I need to over on this second side. This is how I've revised Project Faye. I've literally just changed all of the scenes and sort of changed the order on them. So one of the issues was this piece of setup here where we mentioned the spring equinox, which is sort of part of the catalyst. I mentioned it too early. I mentioned it up here near theme stated, so I've had to sort of swap around these 2 scenes and add some more here. So that's where I've made all of the changes, is just adding them in to all of these. That is literally the scene there in the courtyard. Yeah, that's how I am sorting it out at the moment. I'm also not rewriting it as chapters, I'm rewriting it as scenes, just to sort of make sure that I have enough for everything. So we're going to go into debate. We're going to go into debate, and we are going to write this last chapter before Act 2 hits. Okay, our first Pomodoro is done. I've rewritten 1,164 words. My tea is full and my tea is cold, and I haven't finished my breakfast yet, but we're off to a good start to the day. It's only now 10:30, so hopefully I can get as much of all of this done as I possibly can, so I can relax for the day. Rewriting has become such a chore now. It really has. It's terrible. Issue 1 with MilWordy is my requirement to do the 2,739 words, and obviously the 2 projects that are going to give me more word count are rewriting Project Fae and Project Body Swap. Planning Project Theft doesn't yield me many words at the moment, I should say, until I get into the mood to actually get down to the core of the outlining. And journaling's okay, 500-ish or so words, maybe max, I think I've written, so even that's not that many words. So these 2 are really the most words I'm going to get done. So these are the 2 main focuses that I have, but it's weird. Like, I probably really shouldn't even be rewriting Project Fae because I don't have that much revision notes or critique for it, because I'm working off the manuscript on my computer as opposed to a paper manuscript with Project Body Swap, which has all of the changes I need to make. So I'm basically, with Project Fae, making changes on the fly. And the beginning of it, I don't really need to change much, to be fair. It's after she gets to the human world that I need to start adding some bits in theme-wise. So yeah, it's just a chore right now to get it done. I'm like, I don't want to rewrite it, but that's how I'm going about it at the moment. I'm going to reheat my tea before we get into the second Pomodoro. Hopefully I will hit 2,000 words. Hopefully in the next hour I'll have done my word count for the day, and I can sort of take it easy with everything else I need to do. It's been reheated, don't forget it again. Okay, we have written so far 2,079 words of Project Fae. It is just gone 11 o'clock and my tea is cold again. That's twice in one day so far. I shall enjoy a cup of tea today. I'm going to make one now before I start working on Project Body Swap. Project Fae. Rewriting 2,079 words. This is how I've done so far. Lovely. Okay, moving on to Project Body Swap. I have the actual manuscript in order to read from, so instead of going from screen to screen, I'm going from paper to screen, so it's a lot more of that was my beep for the Pomodoro. I'll keep talking, it's fine. Wasting time, Sarah. Oh dear. Oh well. There's a lot more I need to add into Project Body Swap, just a few scenes and details. I'm currently skipping all of the scenes that I need to add, mostly because I need to write words, and I'll write words slower if I'm trying to write something new, but also because I'm not quite sure what entails in those scenes I need to add. So I'm sort of just like noting down what I need to put into the scene, and I'm just gonna wait until I live stream next and write it there. Accountability of live people watching me, I'll get it done then. But apart from that, it's more of the same, taking from this manuscript and putting onto this screen. So it's okay, it's okay. I'm gonna stop now and actually get some work done in this next 25 minutes, and then hopefully I can count myself done. Okay, the final Pomodoro is done and we have written 899 words. That's terrible for 25 minutes worth of literally copying from what is there to what is on there. But it means I've done my words for the day, so at least there's that. I have no idea what is with me or my keyboard or my fingers today, but I can't type properly to save my life, and I don't know what it is. And maybe it's the position I'm sitting in, maybe it is the position the keyboard is sitting in, maybe it's the fact that it's sort of a new keyboard. I'm used to writing on something smaller, which is of course my laptop, but every other word I was just like, it was spelled wrong, or I'd skipped a letter, or I hadn't put a space between two different words, and it was just so much worse than I usually am in regards to writing. It was so jarring trying to write, like my fingers wouldn't do what I wanted them to do, which was one of the issues. Obviously that's why I didn't write as much, but I can hear myself in my head going, you're not supposed to be paying attention to your spelling while you're doing your writing. And I'm like, well, this isn't me drafting, this is me rewriting, so everything I do here is going to be sent off for beta, so I'd like it to have correct spelling as I'm going through, because changing all of the spelling afterwards, especially for beta, is a bit of a pain in the butt. And obviously I'm doing word count, so I can't have two words joined together. That's going to ruin my word count. So every time I spell a word wrong, I have to go back and change it, which slowed me down a little bit, but we did okay. We've got our words, we've done our two main projects. I'm not going to work on any more right now. I can work a little bit on Project Theft after I get home from work. That's going to be a bit more of a casual sit down, sort of go through and try and add all of the scenes that I want to add. I'll try and think of what those scenes are, because I sorted that out in a weird way. But that's the main bulk of my work done for the day, which I'm very happy about. And as a plus, my third attempt at tea hasn't gone cold yet, I don't think. Hang on. It's currently perfect drinking temperature, so I now need to drink all of this tea in the next 5 minutes, otherwise it will be horrible. I am very tempted to keep writing for Project Body Swap until I reach 1,000 words, because unless I have 1,000 words, I feel like I haven't done like enough work on it. I don't know why I feel like that. It's like anything less than 1,000 words is bad work, and you should do more work. But but I don't need to, but I want to. But I also want to play The Sims, so because I don't need to, I'm not going to. And if I feel the need to write more later, which I really shouldn't, because I've already written 899 words down in my book. It's in ink now, it's tough, it's too late. This is why I'm like, I don't know why I'm like this. So this is Project Theft. I'll show you what I've done, which was a really stupid thing for me to do, but I want to show you anyway. So we're going to start with, so this is how I've set it up, a little bit differently than I usually set it up. I have changed the icon and put everything into one single manuscript instead of splitting up into Act 1, Act 2, Act 3 folders. I've just changed the icon so I know which is Act 1 is blue, Act 2 is green, Act 3 is red, or the pinky red or whatever. And it's all split up into scenes, but it's a multi-POV. So basically what I've done is I have set up who is going to be what scene for the chapters. So those two are one chapter, that's chapter 2, chapter 3, chapter 4, chapter 5, 6, etc, etc. I did this and I set up all of these POVs and who was going to have what chapter before I fully outlined the book and before I fully outlined the story. So instead of me trying to work out what part of the story needs what character, I have just decided where I want the characters to be, and I'm going to have to make the story form around them, which is probably not the best way to do things. But so the way I'm outlining Project Theft at the moment, because I did it the weird way and just picked random POVs first and then making the story fit into those POVs, as far as it will work, obviously it might need to change during drafting. Trying to decide whereabouts stuff goes in the story itself, I need to think about what the characters whose POV the chapter is in, what those characters know or what they need to find out, and then fit everything else around it. It's a lot of fitting, a lot of puzzles. It's just a really awkward way to do it. Like, I very much suck at writing multi-POV stuff. I failed in the past and here I am trying to do it again. So we've got the scenes set up for the characters. Most of the Act 1, I don't know what is supposed to go in all of these spare places. I've got the first 2 chapters sorted, and I've got sort of parts of chapters sorted out as we go on. But then there's like 1, 2, 3 chapters. I'm sitting here like, I don't know what I'm going to put in these chapters. I don't know what we need in these chapters. I don't know what we need to set up in these chapters, or what these characters need to debate about in these chapters. But we do need these chapters there, otherwise Act 1 isn't going to be very long, which is going to muck up the pacing very, very much so. So it's me now trying to figure out what needs to go there, and what I want to set up, what subplots I want to set up, if I even know what all my subplots are, and what we need to know about all of these characters before they all meet each other, or well, before the main character meets the rest of the cast, I should say. I've got all of Act 2 and Act 3 planned. I haven't written any of the outline for the scenes, which isn't too bad, because they have rather large descriptions on them, as opposed to this one here, which is 2 words. So that's my next task, which is why I'm going to be a little bit more casual about doing that. If I sit here and try to focus for just 25 minutes, I know it's not going to do me very well, because I've got more thinking to do. I need it to be a bit more casual. I'll probably have my iPad out. I'll probably be watching something on my iPad while I casually type. I don't have to worry about word count with it either, which will give me less pressure to get it done. So sometimes I need to be casual about my writing in order to get things finished and to actually make progress on them, because focused work, if I need to focus and think about stuff, doesn't work well for me. I need to get rid of all of the pressure and all of the sort of drive and importance of it. I'm just like, I'm just fine, just tapping along on my keys. There's nothing to see here. It sort of works for me, which is really, really weird. But I am going to hopefully avoid reheating my tea for the 3rd time. I only reheated it once. I'm remade it for the 3rd time. I don't want to have to reheat that. And I shall return this evening when we do some more work. Okay, it is 7 o'clock. I've just finished work. It was very quiet. Barely any guests come in, and I had an epiphany about the first act of Project Theft, which is super, super helpful. Doing mind-numbing chores while you're at work leads to inspiration somehow. I don't quite know how that works. So my problem with the first act at the moment is, apart from the fact we really only see 2 characters' POVs for a lot, and the 3rd character's POV for 1 chapter, there isn't a lot of... It's difficult for me to try and think of the intrigue to keep people going, and it's difficult for me to try and think of scenes to go in the first act that isn't very much related to the main plot, because Lane, who is the main plot, it's her brother Cole has gone missing and she needs to find him, which is the main plot. I can't set up the main plot with any of the other characters, because the other characters are separate from Lane, so they aren't involved in the main plot of the story until the 2nd act, when Lane meets them. So I think the best course of action for me would be to set up the characters' subplots during the first act. So set up Cambry's subplot, which is going to occur throughout the entire thing. Set up Avani's subplot, which is going to occur throughout the entire thing. We don't have a POV for the character in the first act, but Baron, he has a subplot which is linked, I guess, to Avani's, so also set up his as well. And then allude to the main plot while all of this is going on until they all get together. So Lane's brother goes missing, and where the secondary characters are, they're in this magical street. We see a kid getting chased, and that kid is Cole. And, you know, little allusions like that and nods to the main plot that the secondary characters are seeing, which will help link them to the main plot while focusing more on their subplots. If I explained that correctly, that is what I think I'm going to do with the first act. I think that is what would work best, because I have a habit of not focusing on the subplots and having the main plots overshadow them instead of having the subplots work to enhance the main plot. So if I set up the subplots early, I think that will help me keep them relevant throughout the entire rest of the plot. We'll see how it works when I get home after I've had some food. I think I need to get some petrol as well. And we'll put my theory, my inspiration, epiphany to the test. Now all I need to do is think of scenes for the subplots to go into Act 1. Okay, I've been sitting here for 10 minutes now, trying to do this 25-minute Pomodoro to do some outlining for Project Theft. And despite what I said earlier about knowing what it is I needed to do, I don't know what I need to do sitting here, even casually, because I'm currently watching The Good Doctor on my iPad. I just can't. Something is not unclicking in my brain. Something is not being there in my brain, because I feel like the first act is just too long chapter wise. There were 8. Let me see, hang on, let's work this out. I went around and deleted some stuff, but at the moment in Act 1 we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 chapters before the catalyst, which is where the main plot goes. That's when Lane discovers her brother has gone missing in chapter 7, and then it's not until 8, 9, 10 that she goes into the street, and then it's not until chapter 11 and 12 where she meets the rest of the characters. And I don't know, I feel like that's not, I feel like, oh, I don't know what I feel like. I don't know. I just feel like that's too long before the catalyst happens. 7 chapters is too long, and then another 3 chapters and then 10 chapters before she reaches the street and meets everyone else. It just feels too long for me. Like, I don't know if I can make interesting stuff happen in those first 10 chapters, not just with Lane, with all the other characters as well, to warrant people to keep reading. Whether or not it's going to mark up pacing, whether or not 10 chapters is enough for Act 1, you know, I have absolutely no idea at this point, because I don't know how long the entire novel is going to be. I'm not going to know until I write it, but my head is going, you need to make sure that your outline is good, because that will help you during NaNoWriMo when you write it. It needs to be especially good because it is multi-POV, and I'm not very good at that. So now I'm just getting in my head a little bit about what I'm doing, and I'm already telling myself, no, got it wrong, no, try again. And it's like, I can't. Okay, I'm gonna leave the first act for now, and I'm going to head into one of the scenes which has already sort of been put in and outlined, and I'm just going to sort of brainstorm outline the actual scene itself rather than the synopsis of the scene. I'm just going to do that and get some, and so I've done at least a little bit of work on Project Theft. You're causing me so much trouble. I don't like you. Writing, am I right? 274 measly words, but at least I wrote 274 words. I need some tea. Okay, we've written 3,252 words so far today, which is great. That is over my word count. We're done. I haven't done my journaling. I haven't done my journaling yet. I am going to do that just before bed. As a little, this is what I did today sort of thing. So yeah, we had a good day. We had a productive day. I'm really going to need to sit down and try and figure out Project Theft. The reason I started it early was so I wouldn't have this problem close to NaNoWriMo, so I wouldn't have to try and figure out all of this throughout just the 4 weeks of Preptober. We might be slowly getting to that point where I'm going to have issues with it during Preptober. If I have to pants some scenes at the beginning and I'm going to have to pants. Although, to be fair, if it's quick at the beginning, I can always add scenes in revisions. No, don't give yourself an excuse not to do the work. I can't give myself an excuse not to do the work. We need to get some other people involved in this, I think, and brainstorm with someone that is not me, myself and my dumb brain, and try and see if I can't figure out a solution to solving Act 1. The fact I just don't have an Act 1 for this project, yet I have the rest of the novel planned out, is so weird. I don't like how weird it is, but sometimes that's just how it goes. You never know how a project is going to play out or how it's going to come to you. Do I need to read Six of Crows again? Perhaps. Let me know down in the comments below what is your favourite way of outlining, if you so outline, and I will see you in my next video. Good thoughts and happy writing.